Hey chickies, okay, today's tutorial is a little bit longer than usual, so go and get yourself a cup of tea and then come back to me. So today I'm doing a tropical manner using Chi Cosmetics' new scented Chi Goes to Rio collection. The design is inspired by a group of Canadian sisters called K Nail Art. Details will be in the description box down below about them. I'm not really sure that they're very active on social media anymore, but anyway, let's get into it. I really hope you like it. So as you can see, I've painted 3 of my nails black and 1 white. The polishes that I'm using are obviously all Chi Cosmetics. The first, the black, is Mortisha. Then the white is single white female, and that's 2 coats of that. There's 2 coats of the black as well. And then getting into the colours, we're starting with the neon green, which is Sugar Loaf Mountain View, which is scented in mint. The blue, which is Hang Gliding in Rio, which is scented in blueberry. The hot pink, which is Rio Carnaval, which is scented in raspberry, and then finally the yellow, which is Copacabana Beach Volleyball, which is scented in lemon. The brush I'm using is from Picture Polish, it's the number 10. I'll also be using some black acrylic craft paint. Don't forget, all the details about everything I use are in the description box down below, as per usual. So starting on the white nail, we're going to create a black love heart. Now this is a love heart we're going to then afterwards fill in with some tropical flowers. Now this took me about 5 goes to get right because the angle that I'm filming on is really difficult because I need to get, well, I mean, I feel I have the need to get both sides of the heart the same, although it literally never happens. Anyway, so it can be incredibly frustrating, but if you're not filming it, it'll be a lot easier. So you want your love heart to pretty much fill most of your nail. You only want a very small amount of the white left. I'm obviously using black acrylic craft paint to do this. You can use polish to do it as well, but then you won't get do-overs like I did. Now once you have your general love heart shape, it's then you can actually start to fill it out, sort of fill it out towards the edges of your nail and create a better shape. Obviously, yes, mine is completely lopsided, as I mentioned before. The filming angle is not a friend to a straight heart, that's for sure. So once the heart is completely dry, you can add a top coat and then leave that to completely dry and move on to the middle nail, and we'll come back to the heart later. So to start with, on the middle nail, I'm painting just like a branch with some leaves coming off of it. It's very simple. We're using just the polish as well. I'm not using any acrylic craft paint for this. And then we'll leave that to dry and move back on to the heart. So the first flower on the heart is going to be a rather large blue flower, and to do that you're basically going to make 4 love hearts with the tip of your brush. You can probably use a dotting tool to do this, or a toothpick even, because it's a relatively simple design, but it looks really cool in the end. In the end, it looks really cool. The next flower, I'm using a bright pink, and basically we're going to do that at the very edge. So we're not going to do the whole flower. You've got to be really careful around the edges because you don't want any polish or any of the colored polishes on the actual white part of the nail. And then we're doing this tiny weeny little branch. It's probably kind of a little bit crappy, but anyway, it's fine. As I said, it all works out in the end, as per usual. Then next, just adding some little dots of the bright neon yellow, just as like a filler for the spaces of black that are left behind. Next, I'm coming in with some black acrylic craft paint. You can obviously use polish for this, but I use black acrylic craft paint all the time, so I can't help myself. And then just put these tiny little lines on the inside of the flower. Next, we're going to move back onto the middle nail and create the flower. The reason why we left it was because we wanted the green leaf thing to dry before we moved on to the flower. And I'm creating a very similar flower to the blue one, although not doing a very good job. I'm blaming the painting angle, and that's why you see my finger leave the screen to paint the 4th one, because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Like in the angle, it was just weird as all get out. So, and again, using the pink to create a nice little flower at the edge. Now I'm also going to add a little bit of white to that dot of pink and add some lighter pink to that flower just to make it stand out a little bit better. And then, as I did with the blue flower on the heart, I'm adding these tiny little black lines to the center of the yellow flower. Kind of looks like crap on this one, but in the end it looked okay. I don't know what I was thinking. And then on this nail I'm going to add these tiny little blue dots as space fillers, that's what I'm calling them now, on this nail instead of the yellow, because I've got a yellow flower. That would have been too much yellow. And then for top coating I'm using Seche Vite to begin with and let that completely dry, and then we're going to move on and mattify the whole thing using Chi Cosmetics C Matte. So it's just my opinion, but I really like the matte. I don't know about you. I think it looks better than the shiny or the glossy. And that's it for this one. I really hope you liked it. I've always wanted to do this design and never sort of got around to doing it. So I'm really pleased that I did this time. But now look at this. It's going to knock your socks off. Isn't that cool? It's like super glowy. I love it so much. Sorry. Anyway, thanks for... Sorry, I can't speak. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, chickies. Oh, and thank you for subscribing, and thanks for that delicious thumbs up. Bye.